my goodness. I could literally run through a wall right now. Wow. As soon as you thought the New York Knicks were dead, they come back and pull off the unthinkable and beat the Miami Heat 100-98. What a freaking game. I was literally about to prepare coming on here and telling all of us how this was a terrible loss. We looked flat. We came out flat. The turnovers, blah, blah, blah. We can still talk about that tonight. But wow. Wow. All I can say is that's a hell of a win right there, man. The New York Knicks outscored the Miami Heat 29-11 in the fourth quarter after the Miami Heat outscored them 37-20 in the third quarter. Jalen Brunson hit some clutch shots, but I wanted to start this post-game talking about Immanuel Quickley because I think Immanuel Quickley turned this game around. As soon as Immanuel Quickley came in the game in the third quarter, he should have came in sooner, but I'm not here to complain because Immanuel Quickley came in the game, changed it, turned the game around, and we just beat a hot Miami Heat team that literally took control from first quarter to the third quarter, and then the fourth quarter, we hit the switch. And then we freaking beat. I still can't believe it, man. I still can't believe it, man. But yeah, Immanuel Quickley came in this game and turned it around. The Miami, he had no answer for IQ. He was simply amazing. Jalen Brunson hit some clutch shots. Julius Randle was turning the ball over all night long. The Heat couldn't hit anything to start the fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter, they couldn't hit anything. Jimmy Butler with the game-winning three, go in and out on his side. But wow. Wow. I mean, look, you could put that up there as one of the Knicks' best wins that we've seen in a while. And, like I said, I was going to come on here and say, look, the Miami Heat own us. They sent us home last season in the playoffs, and today they were well on their way. But something clicked with this New York Knicks team. Give them credit. Give them props. Give them credit. Tom Thibodeau made his adjustments there to start the fourth quarter. But Immanuel Quickley, man, 26 minutes tonight, efficient, 4 of 8 from 3, 20 points, plus 22 from IQ tonight, 4 of 8 from 3, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. He was just making the Heat look silly. He was just making the Heat look absolutely silly. And credit to Isaiah Hartenstein, made some big plays tonight. Josh Hart with a big rebound there. And RJ Barrett with a clutch and one shot over Bam Adebayo there at the end. And then, of course, Jalen Brunson hit a dagger at the end. Clutch, man. The New York Knicks, this is a victory to remember. This is one of those victories that we're going to remember for a while because, look, they had us dead. Start of the fourth quarter, like I said, I was planning an obituary for this team. My notes are nothing positive, and then I just had to switch it all up in the last few minutes because I did not think the New York Knicks had this in them. Wow. What a close game. Tony in the chat, let's go Knicks. I told you. Funny, man. Funny. You owe me that Starbucks, man. I'll be waiting for that Starbucks tomorrow. Johnny Ortiz, what a close game, bro. Sheesh. Close indeed, man. Look, we almost coughed it up there at the end. Butler had a good look and an okay look. But a win is a win. We stay live in the in-season tournament now. And look, this, like I said, to start the stream, this is one of the best Knicks wins we've seen in a while. And wow, the third quarters are still an issue. We still have to come out with some type of urgency, some type of aggression because the third quarter is just, they're an issue for the Knicks. But fourth quarter, man, Immanuel Quickley came in this game and simply dominated. Heat had no answer for him, and he changed this game. If it wasn't for Immanuel Quickley, he changed this game because this game was nothing but turnovers from start to finish. This game was nothing but turnovers, especially from Julius Randle. And if you notice at the end of the game, Julius Randle did not really touch the ball. And the Knicks took the ball out of Julius Randle's hands. You could tell that was the Heat's game plan. Let Julius Randle beat us because he was struggling all night long with turning over the ball and making poor reads, making poor decisions. And then fourth quarter, Julius Randle didn't start the fourth quarter. And then that was the Heat. That was the game plan. And then fourth quarter, Immanuel Quickley turned up the heat. Julius Randle actually checked in. I thought he wasn't going to play the fourth quarter, but he actually checked in, got a big rebound. And look, he didn't touch the ball the fourth quarter. And adjustments, right? credit to Thiz making that adjustment because, the Heat's game plan was to get Randle out of his rhythm, and they did. Big task in the chat, man. What? Yo, I can run through a wall right now. This victory is up there, man. This victory is obviously the best, one of the best victory this season, in my opinion. And I don't know if you guys caught Jalen Brunson at the end of the game. He said he was asked how the Knicks were able to turn it around. He said a fan looked him in the eye and said, "This is embarrassing." And then Jalen Brunson said, "You're right." And he turned it around. Hit a clutch shot there at the end, hit one of 2 free throws, iced the game. He wanted to ice the game with that 3, but didn't matter because, like I said, Immanuel Quickley, boy, did the Knicks make a mistake not paying IQ? Because he's showing us right now how much he means to this team. He's showing us right now how much the New York Knicks need Immanuel Quickley. He is truly valuable coming in off the bench, and that's another discussion because we are getting absolutely nothing from Quickley-Grimes. We are getting nothing, zilch, zero from Quickley-Grimes out there. And that's going to be a topic of discussion. At one point, do you say, look, we're not really getting anything from Quickley-Grimes. Immanuel Quickley's playing amazing. Dante DiVincenzo was playing amazing in start of Quickley-Grimes was Grimes was hurt. At one point, do you say to yourself, Immanuel Quickley just needs to start? At what point do you say to yourself? Because the pairing of Immanuel Quickley and Jalen Brunson, I like it. It works. Defensively, do you take a hit? Yes, but it works. At that point, you're just going to have to play team defense like they have been, and it works. They feed off each other. They play off each other really well. And look, fourth quarter, prime example, Immanuel Quickley, Jalen Brunson feeding off one another. Beautiful basketball. The ball was moving. Julius Randle was parked up in the corner most of the night. Didn't really touch the ball in the fourth quarter. It worked. Immanuel Quickley, man, 8 of 17 tonight, 4 of 8 from 3, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, plus 22. Game high on the New York Knicks. 20 points for IQ. Should he have played more? Yeah, I think so. I think Tom Thibodeau waited way too long to put him in the game in the third quarter. But, of course, if the Knicks lost, I would have pointed that out. But they freaking won. So, wow. Big Taz says everything you said about Randle is true. The Knicks can't be afraid to make adjustments. They can't be, man. Everyone in the chat hit that thumbs up button for the Knicks victory. Best Knick victory of this season. Coach here in the chat. Salute. What's going on, Coach? Good to see you in here. Big Taz says, but what about Grimes? Look, Grimes hasn't been giving us anything. He hasn't been giving us anything. Even the defense tonight versus Jimmy Butler wasn't up to par. He hasn't been doing it for us. So, look, man, yeah, everything I said about Randle, it's true because Randle was simply parked in the corner majority of half of the fourth quarter because he didn't enter until like 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Parked in the corner, and then the offense ran through 2 people. Immanuel Quickley and Jalen Brunson. Oh, man. I honestly can't believe the New York Knicks won that game. Wow. After shooting 8 of 24 from 3 in the third, 8 of 24 from the field goal in the third quarter, turned it over 5 times. Back-to-back horrible third quarters for the New York Knicks, the Timberwolves and the Miami Heat. Miami Heat were trying to take Jalen Brunson out the game in the first half. They accomplished it a bit, trying to pick him up full court, majority of the game, 94 feet from the basket, trying to get Julius Randle to bring the ball up, get him uncomfortable, which they're so good at doing. But, wow, I mean, put this up there as one of the, best Knicks wins in a while, man. We were down by, they went on a 16-0 run to start the third quarter. Do you know how hard that is to turn that around for the New York Knicks? And give credit where credit is due because, the guy stepped up, IQ stepped up, Hartenstein stepped up, and the Knicks went to that small lineup. IQ, Brunson, DiVincenzo, and then you had the big Hartenstein and Randle checked in late there at the end of the game. But, I mean, like I said before, like I said when I opened up this post game, I was going to come on here and give the New York Knicks their obituary and just hammer them. And then they hit the 180, turned it around and beat the Miami Heat. We now stay alive in the in-season tournament. Not sure if you guys care about that, but we're alive. We're alive. They're about to eliminate us, but we're alive in the in-season tournament. But yeah, man. We might have a situation regarding Emmanuel Quickley and Quickley-Grimes. There may just have to be a discussion about it, because at what point do you just keep? Do I like Grimes off the bench? Yeah. But at what point do you just start him? Start Quickley, man. Because at what point does the offense look so good with Quickley and Brunson that you just say, what the hell with it, with the defense, right? I mean, I don't know. Do I see Tom Thibodeau doing that? No. But, what we've been getting from IQ this whole season, start to finish, has been amazing. And if I was to give a game ball, the ball would definitely go to Emmanuel Quickley tonight, because he's been awesome. He's been simply incredible. Turnovers was the bugaboo for the New York Knicks tonight, man. How many times did we turn the ball over tonight? 18 turnovers tonight for the New York Knicks. And then Julius Randle led that with 6 turnovers. RJ Barrett with 3. Brunson with 2. But fourth quarter, man, we really locked down and hampered down on that and cut that out. Most of that was to do that Julius Randle wasn't in there in the fourth quarter. He wasn't in there in the fourth quarter until like 4 to 3 minutes left, and then he came in the game, was parked in the corner, and the ball was moving through Brunson, Emmanuel Quickley. Brunson was getting to his spots, crossing up. How about that crossover and Jaquez from the Miami Heat? Shout out to Jaquez too, man. He's a hell of a player. But how about that crossover in the fourth quarter by Jalen Brunson on the rookie to pretty much ice the game? Nasty work by Jalen Brunson, man. Nasty work by Jalen Brunson to seal the deal, and the New York Knicks win 100-98 against the Miami Heat. And boy, oh boy, I just can't believe it. What a win, man. What a win. PL says big win, bro. Bro, I'm going to put that up there as one of the best Knicks wins we've seen in a while, man. I am, because like I said, I was ready to come on here and talk about all the negatives, but fourth quarter, man, turned around. We did our thing. Quickley did his thing, and that's all shit. It just feels good to beat a team that, has our number. Obviously sent us home last season in the playoffs. It just feels good to actually beat the Miami Heat. And look, they were well on their way to beating us, and then something clicked. Like Jalen Brunson said, the fans in the sand told him this is embarrassing, and Brunson turned it on in the fourth quarter. And that's all she wrote, man. That's all she wrote. The New York Knicks are now, 9-6 on the season? We are 9-6 on the season. So we have a little homestand coming up after this this game versus Miami Heat. We have the Phoenix Suns coming to town, the Charlotte Hornets, the Detroit Pistons, and then at Toronto versus Toronto, at Utah. Some winnable games here coming up. For the New York Knicks. And they're taking care of business at home, which we love to see. They've now won 4 straight games in Madison Square Garden. That is important. That is very important. That's what you want to do. You want to beat the teams you're supposed to beat at home, and then you want to continue the home cooking, and then continue to play absolute amazing basketball. Look, was tonight amazing? No. Tonight was sloppy as heck. I mean, the first 3 quarters, it was sloppy, man. It was some ugly basketball being played, but that's the Miami Heat and the New York Knicks rivalry. I mean, that's what it is. It was like that in the playoffs. It seemed so hard to get those easy buckets, and tonight was no different. And then fourth quarter, Emmanuel Quickley just said, hold my beer, man. Give me the ball. I'm sending the Miami Heat home with the loss. And boy, he did, man. Boy, he did. Let's go, Knicks. Let's hit some of these comments in the chat. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Come join us here in the chat. Going to get to your comments now. I'm just talking about this great Knicks victory. Boy, we needed this, man. We needed this for sure after the loss versus Minnesota. And boy, I just can't believe it. PL says, yes, I'd start Quick, not Dante. So you would start Emmanuel Quickley, not Dante DiVincenzo. I agree with you, because how long can we go with Quickley-Grimes just giving us pretty much nothing in the starting lineup? And it's pretty much a 0. He had a big 3 to close the half, but his defense was okay against Jimmy Butler until he got hurt. But, the Miami Heat were taking advantage of their size, getting out in transition, throwing passes over the Knicks' heads in the first half. Are there things to clean up for the New York Knicks? Yeah, heck yeah. But you take these ugly wins any day of the week. You take them, you run with them because, look, man, Heat are tough. The Heat were coming in here, one of the hottest teams in the NBA, one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference. And for you to shut them down like you did in the fourth quarter, and like you did, Bam didn't really do much in the fourth quarter. The Knicks actually pretty much shut down. The rookie was killing us all night long. He was getting to his spots, and he was running fast breaks, and he was doing everything. For the New York Knicks to turn that around, that's huge, man. That is huge. PL says, I think we can go on a run. Honestly, we can win the next two. We can. Phoenix and Charlotte. Phoenix is a tough team. Obviously, you got Devin Booker coming to town. He's playing awesome, but they're beatable. Look, you're at home. You're cooking. They are beatable. Phoenix, Charlotte, Detroit, Toronto, back-to-back. Toronto is, winnable games, like you said. We can win them all, man. We can win them all. Big Taz says, I have a question. Why does Randle completely disappear in big games like this? I was going to get to Julius Randle, but, oh, man. What do you guys think, Julie? How do you guys think Julius Randle performed tonight? If you were to give Julius Randle a grade, what would you give him? Would you give him a D? Would you give him an F? Would you give him a D minus? Look, he had a rough game. Julius Randle had a rough game for Julius Randle. The turnovers were awful. But that was the Miami Heat's game plan. If I was giving him a grade, I'll give him a D minus. That was a Miami Heat game plan. Get the ball out of Jalen Brunson's hands. Let Julius Randle take the ball up. They did it all playoff series long, and it worked for them. Julius Randle was inefficient tonight, but look, credit to the Knicks. They made their adjustments. They could have just kept doing the same thing over and over again in the fourth quarter, right? They could have just kept feeding Randle and doing ISOs, but he only took 12 shots tonight. 5 of 12 from Randle, 1 of 4 from 3. And 8 rebounds, 7 assists from Randle. So it wasn't like a terrible performance from Julius Randle, but scoring-wise, it wasn't there. Still had the 7 assists, which is great. But, obviously the turnovers, you have to clean it up. When you have such a high turnover, when you have a high player that has a high usage rate, like a Julius Randle, he's going to be prone to turning over the ball. And look, we've been going through it for many years now with him, so we know that he's, going to turn over the ball a lot. But the thing I loved about Randle, if I were to point out, were the 7 assists, because he's been doing that this year. He's been doing that. He's been getting more and more assist numbers. His assist numbers have been up than the recent years past, and the 8 boards are great, 13 points. But he really stopped taking shots after his shot wasn't falling. And then Brunson took 16 shots, Barrett 14 shots. So he really took a back seat in the fourth quarter. And that's what you want to see. You don't want to see Julius Randle continue to force the action, because that's when you get into trouble, right? That's when you get into trouble. And the Knicks had a good game plan in the fourth quarter. And that was it, man. That was it. Johnny Ortiz says a lot of turnovers. Randle had like 8 turnovers. Yeah, 6 turnovers for Julius Randle tonight. But, hey, man, look, if the Knicks lost this game, yeah, I would have came out here and pointed at that. The Knicks returning, it wasn't just Julius Randle. It was sloppy all around, right? I would have definitely pointed out Julius Randle's turnovers play, but fourth quarter, when he came back in, he grabbed the big rebound and really, look, man, it is what it is. We won the game, and that's it, right? Do we have things does Randle have things to clean up? Yes. Back-to-back struggle games for Julius Randle, the Timberwolves and the Miami Heat, 2 good defensive opponents giving Randle issues, but it is what it is, man. He turned it around. He was playing well, so we won the game, so I guess I'll give him a pass since we won the game, right? You agree or disagree with that? We won the game, so I'll give him a pass. But the turnovers, yeah, he got to clean that up. But I do love the 7 assists. Let's look at his assist numbers for the season. I'm trying to pull up his game log. Okay, so prior to the Minnesota game, he had 8 assists versus Atlanta, 8 assists versus Washington, 8 assists versus Charlotte, 1 assist at Minnesota, terrible, 7 assists tonight. So what you want to see from Randle is those assist numbers go up. Before the season, I wanted to see Randle's assist numbers go up, and that's what you're seeing from him, right? The assist numbers go up. The shot isn't falling, not forcing it a bit and getting his other teammates involved. So that is the Randle situation. PL says, and we could also stagger Quick with the bench like we do RJ. It's not a bad swap. Yeah, I would like to see that more. But like I said, to open up the stream, we're going to have to start a conversation about Emmanuel Quickley, about him, one, either getting more minutes or two, starting, because I don't know, how long can we do this with Grimes? How long can we do this where Quickley-Grimes is not really giving us anything, right? How long can we do this? I don't know. I do not know, man. Big Tass says, question, how do you think Randle would have responded to that fan saying this is embarrassing? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine, but Brunson damn sure responded. I don't know. How do you think Randle would have responded to that? Thumbs down. PL says thumbs down. Yandri in the chat. Todo bien. Yes. New York Knicks win a big victory versus the Miami Heat. 100-98, man. Boy, you put this up there as one of the Knicks' best wins in a while. Quickley, dominant. Brunson, clutch. RJ Barrett, clutch in the fourth quarter. Can't forget about RJ Barrett. Attack more. I would love to see RJ Barrett attack more. You even heard Doc Rivers on the broadcast say RJ Barrett should attack more, and I do. He had Kyle Lowry on him most of the game. He was great. Isaiah Hartenstein, credit to Isaiah Hartenstein. He really stepped up because Mitchell Robinson didn't really have his rhythm tonight. He got him into early foul trouble. Stop me if you heard that before. Like the Miami Heat took Mitchell Robinson out the game again. But yeah, credit to Isaiah Hartenstein stepping up and doing his thing. A lot of great things that we saw from the Knicks night. A lot of bad things that we saw from the Knicks night. Do we have things to clean up? Yes, but you take these ugly wins and you run with them. You know, in years past, we wouldn't have won this game. That's for sure. He go on a 16-0 run to start the third quarter. It is 51-66, I believe, or 67. And then I'm just like, this is how it's going to be tonight. This is how it's going to be tonight. And then IQ, man. IQ turned it up. Adam Hurley, man, what's going on? Once you bench Grimes, who knows not how to score, you'll be a very good team. Like I said this last year. Yeah. I mean, look, it sucks, man. The Grimes situation does suck because I wanted Quickley-Grimes to come in here and have a great year and have a big breakout year, but I don't think it's going to happen on the Knicks, one, and I just don't think it's going to happen this year. And, you know, it is what it is at this point. He's just in there mainly for his defense, but if his defense is like okay, then why not just substitute that with an amazing player off the bench and Emmanuel Quickley, you know? I don't know. You know, if it's Quickley or DiVincenzo, I wouldn't mind either or starting. But at this point, with Emmanuel Quickley playing as good as he's playing, you got to give him the opportunity. You just do. PL says, I don't know, man. We need more Brunson and Quick on the floor together. We do. I'm going to pull up tomorrow. The analytics stats are going to come out, and I'm going to, you know, possibly I'm going to tweet it on the Knicks Nation page, and I'm sure Emmanuel Quickley paired with Jalen Brunson, I'm sure they're a net positive because that duo, man, is something. That duo is a problem. Adam says the Lakers have their same problem. Our guy that needs to be benched is Taurean Prince. Yeah, I mean, what is Prince in there for? His defense? Is Prince in there for his defense? I know he's like a knockdown shooter as well, but yeah, man, I'm sure the question is going to arise with Tom Thibodeau. You know, what do you do with Quickley-Grimes? Because at this point, when you have Quickley playing out of his mind, the Knicks have to ask themselves, do you see Emmanuel Quickley as just a bench piece? Because is that why they didn't want to pay him? Because they saw him as just a guy coming in off the bench behind Jalen Brunson. They never saw him starting. I don't know. Because at this point, it's like you didn't pay him, so at least start him if he's playing like this. I mean, at least play him 32 to 35 minutes a game, right? I don't know. Johnny says, I miss Toppin. He's balling out there. Yeah, shout out to Obi Toppin. He had a big dunk the other night versus, I forgot who it was, but shout out to Obi Toppin. Yeah. But PL says Grimes will have less pressure coming off the bench. Quick would be fine as a starter. I agree. I want to see it, right? I just feel like it is time to honestly just feel like it is time to make the switch. Whether that's Dante DiVincenzo or whether that's Manuel Quickley. But at this point, we've seen Quickley play really well with Jalen Brunson. So I just feel like give it a shot, man. I mean, why not? Why not, man? I get it with the Grimes factor, the size. When you're going against bigger teams, it's going to be a problem with IQ. Teams are going to attack IQ on the defensive end. But that's what team defense is for. Switch everything, figure it out, because the way Emmanuel Quickley and the way the New York Knicks look on offense when IQ is out there is night and day compared to Quickley-Grimes. Night and day. Quickley's more of the playmaker, get people involved, can knock down his threes. Not saying Grimes can't, but he just does everything else that we're not getting from Grimes right now. So, PL, man. Grimes will have a lot less pressure coming in off the bench. And I think him with a Dante maybe and a Josh Hart off the bench will relieve that pressure, because something has to give with him, and he's just not confident right now. I guess that's a good word to give Grimes. He's just not confident right now. Let's get this thing up to 10 likes. We're at 9 likes right now. Smash that like button if you haven't done so already. But yeah. PL says, imagine Brunson, Quick, and Toppin. Big Taz says, okay, I have a question. Didn't Grimes hold his own against Butler? He did. First half, Butler was giving him some of the business, but he did okay against him. Look, he didn't do bad against Butler, but I'm just saying what we're seeing from Quickley on offense and DiVincenzo. I mean, DiVincenzo was off tonight, but what we're seeing from DiVincenzo and Quickley on the offensive end, how the offense looks with those two, paired with Brunson, paired with Barrett, it's just night and day compared to the defensive end. Like, we're not really seeing poor defensive results when, Quickley's out there or DiVincenzo's out there to the extent of benching a Grimes. Like, it doesn't equate. Like, I would rather the offense than the defense, in my opinion, especially in today's NBA when you're seeing the Pacers and the Hawks drop 150-plus points. I mean, this is an offense-driven league, man. I mean, I'm sure the defense locks down in the playoffs. Obviously, you're going to have, matchups where you play the matchups. But right now, it's just not adding up in terms of that. Yeah, man. So, big Knicks victory. They now have won 4 straight in Madison Square Garden. Huge game out of Emmanuel Quickley. Huge game out of Jalen Brunson. Julius Randle, with the 7-8 assists tonight. His assist numbers have been there. Huge game out of RJ Barrett. Huge game out of Isaiah Hartenstein. Just an awesome game all around. Awesome win for the New York Knicks. And we beat the Miami Heat after they sent us home. First game after they sent us home, and I'm just loving it, man. That turnaround in the fourth quarter, 29 points compared to 11 points for the Miami Heat in that fourth quarter. Third quarter of doom was back, 37 points for the Heat compared to 20 for the New York Knicks. And I'm just taking a look at this box score. Look, Jaquez Jr., I like him a lot on the Miami Heat. Jaquez, I really like him. 15 points, 4 assists, 5 rebounds. This is why you keep your first-round picks and you just draft at the end of the draft. He got himself another gem there from Jaquez. But, look, Bam was killing us early. 21 points, 12 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals from Bam. He was hurting us early, but the Knicks really took him out his rhythm in the second half, and especially in the fourth quarter. They just were missing everything in the fourth quarter. He shot 39% as a team. 27% from 3. Credit to the Knicks locking down on the defensive end. Credit to them. Kyle Lowry, 3 offensive rebounds. How many offensive rebounds did the Knicks have today? Because it was very uncharacteristic of them. 6 offensive rebounds for the Knicks. So, look, you could tell the Heat were trying to get Mitchell Robinson out of his rhythm. 6 offensive rebounds from Mitchell Robinson. I believe Kyle Lowry had 3, so he almost had as much as the New York Knicks. Heat had 10 offensive rebounds. So, look, to start this game, it's up at the third quarter, the Heat were pretty much beating us at our own game. Offensive rebounds, turnovers were bad. The fast break points, they were just getting the ball in bounds and running. Knicks have to clean up their transition defense has to be cleaned up. Obviously, I'm sure that's a main aspect in what Tom Thibodeau is preaching to the guys right now. But still, man, I mean, what a freaking victory, man! For them to come back like that and just in front of your home crowd, in front of the new core. What do you guys think of the new core, the new orange core? I thought it was pretty dope. Just awesome, man. Awesome, man. Yeah, man. Like I said, when the game ended, I wanted to run through a wall, and that's one of the best Knicks victories in a while. Just Knicks, what's going on, man? Just talking about this great Knicks victory. Yeah, man. Honestly can't believe they won this game. I mean, I'm sure you guys can't believe it as well. I honestly can't believe it. You know what's funny? I'm going to tell you guys a quick story. It's funny because me and my friend had a bet in this game, right? We did a Starbucks bet. He bet the Miami Heat would win. I bet the New York Knicks would win. Third quarter, he texts me something along. I think he texted me a GIF. You better get my Starbucks order ready. You better, or something along those lines. I didn't respond. Fourth quarter, when the Knicks took the lead, I liked the image. And then, boy, was he pissed off about that. So I won the bet, and that's just to say, man. It's just crazy how things turned around, man. It really is. New York Knicks get a big victory against the Miami Heat, and yeah, man. Boy, can't believe it. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this post game. Appreciate every single one of you hopping in the chat. Hit that thumbs up button. Smash that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. I'm Anthony from Knicks Nation. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.